The Osight C and the Osight K, micro red dot. Let's check it out. Guys, Olight is known for its flashlights, and they are very high quality, very innovative. And when they came to me and said they were going to be producing a sight, a micro red dot, I was not very optimistic or encouraging because there's a lot of different options out there. And while you're really good at making lights, is that going to translate into a micro red dot? What they came up with was very impressive. The first came out with a battery charger that actually fit on top, and you knew exactly where your battery life was, which is very important for that bump in the night. When you pick up your sight, you want to be able to see that dot. But since that time, they have produced a number of other sight options, enclosed emitters and open emitters. Now, the Osight K and the Osight C have the battery compartment on the side, so we can switch that out, which is more traditional, and a lot of people like that. So we did a complete torture test with the original, including a 1,000-round torture test. We dropped it, beat it, we ran over it with the truck, we froze it, we put it in water. I mean, we did all kind of stuff. I'll have the video annotated above. And since that time, the Osight has been extremely well received, because it has a lot of features that some of the other sites just don't have, and the price is right. So it's really good quality. So we're going to take a look again at the Osight K and the Osight C, and we're just going to see what these are about. And a big thank you to Olight for sending the Osight K and the Osight C for this review. There is a link down below in the description. You get 10% off using Suit00. Guys, the K and the C from Osight are actually an expansion of multiple red dot sights. First, we had just the Osight, and it's a large window. It was really easy to see. I really like this sight, and it comes with a battery cover that actually keeps this charged. And you have an indicator on here to see where your battery life is. But then they introduced the S models, and the S actually has an enclosed emitter, and it's small, has the RMSC footprint, RMR footprint on the original, and we have the O aluminum version, which is twice as strong as your standard 6065 T6 aluminum. And then they came out with the SE, which is also an enclosed emitter, but it has a battery trace. You can switch the batteries out. And so a lot of people were wanting that option. And so with the new K and the C, these both have battery trays. Now the Osight C, RMR footprint, it also has a very large window as well. It has 3 different reticle settings. It's a 3 MOA dot, a 3 MOA dot with a 32 MOA circle, then a 32 MOA circle. So it gives you a number of different options. It is red, and it has your power pads right here to be able to increase or decrease the brightness. And then we have the Osight K, which is an RMSC footprint, or your Holosun 407K, a very common footprint. And this has just one 6 MOA dot. Now both have 8 daylight settings and 2 night vision settings. And so that way it gives you a lot of capability. These are made from 70/75 T6 aluminum, so they're very strong. One of the things about the lens is these are multi-coated, and it has a coating for anti-glare, a coating for light transmission, and then a coating for durability, and also on the K model as well. They both have elevation and windage adjustments that are standard on most of your sights, and you do get a small tool that has a flathead screwdriver and for attaching your screws. Now these are Reflex style, so they're not the enclosed emitter, and they just have that open sight. We did a major torture test on the original S model, which is the same process that goes into the manufacturing. And I'll have that video annotated above, but we ran over it with the truck, beat it on post, we dropped it with the pistol, we put it in the freezer, we put it underwater, and it's IPX7, so it really holds up to submerge, so it's going to be able to handle any kind of environment. And then with that common footprint, it's going to go on so many different firearms. The RMR is one of the most common, and then the Shield RMSC, especially for these micro red dots. And you can see that it has a little thinner profile with the K model, just allow you to go on more of your subcompacts or your micro compact pistols. And then the big advantage with the Osight C is that it really has a large sight picture. And again, if you really prefer that enclosed emitter, the SC is an excellent option. It does have the battery tray. Now we can take the tool, it fits your battery compartment screw, and so we just unscrew it. And then just get something to wedge that out because it really retains itself. And then we have our battery. And we have one of the CR1632 batteries, which are very common, and it fits very well. Of course, the positive side goes in the down position, just like that. And then it just slides right in, and then you put your screw in. It's a flush fit, so it's going to really ride well in a holster. Now these do have a motion activated technology, so if these sit still for 3 minutes, they will shut off. It instantaneously comes back on with any movement. So that's going to really preserve your battery. Another thing that they offer is the low power indicator. And so it'll flash 3 times in 1 minute just to let you know that you're down to 2.2 volts and it's time to change your battery. And one of the big advantages of having that side battery tray is you don't have to dismount the sight to be able to change out your battery so you don't lose zero. Now we tested the Osight K on the Ruger RXM, and of course we have an Icarus Precision lower chassis. This is just a great handgun. And then for the Osight C, we tested it on the Glock Model 17. One thing about the RXM is that it's a direct mount. So I can put my Shield RMSC footprint and it makes it really nice. With the Glock, I did have to have an adapter plate, but that is according to whatever handgun you're going to attach this sight. But here, you just get a good look at the way it looks on the handgun. And it does come with a sight and installation tool. One thing also that I really love about what Olight is doing are these little screw trays. And it gives you a number of different screws in these small packs. So you can use these screws to attach your sights, or if you have other sights, these screws will really come in handy. And it also comes with instructions on how to sight in your sight. Big thank you to Fiocchi for sponsoring our ammo, all made in the USA, one of the biggest suppliers of ammunition in the country. And again, we're shooting that Osight K and Osight C. They're pretty much the same except that they're just different sizes. And also, big thanks to Lula Loaders because we're going to be shooting a lot of rounds. Guys, we have the Osight, and this is from Olight. Honestly, these have held up extremely well. We've done a lot of torture tests on these. They retain zero very well. And I love the 3-mode reticle system where you have your 3 MOA dot with a 32 MOA circle, or just the 3 MOA dot and just a 32 MOA circle. So whatever your preference is, you can get it with this, and it's very simple to change out, and it shows up extremely well. Now we have it on the Ruger RXM, and this has one of the Icarus chassis, which makes this just a beautiful handgun. But this fits direct mount, and I love it. But it's very easy to see. It does have some little sight nubs at the back, but with the RXM, it has co-witnessing sights. And I'll tell you guys, Olight with the Osight has really done very well. And again, we've frozen it, we've dropped it, we've beat it. I mean, we've done all kind of things to these sights, even ran over them. And they just really hold up to zero. They're just great. But again, with the K model and with the C model, these have the battery compartment. So a lot of guys want that, I understand, instead of having just the cover that just recharges it. And so it gives you really the same sight, just a different power mode. I mean, the dot shows up extremely well, and you just bring it up and you can see it. One thing that I love though about the Osight is that it has a fairly large window, and they made it that way so you could acquire that dot really fast. And you do. I mean, you just bring it up, there it is. And once you get it sighted in with your sights. With the C model, it's a larger sight, and it goes on your pistols according, it goes on your more larger pistols. But it has a very large window. That's probably the biggest thing that I love about the Osight C. And when you're bringing this up, and of course we have the circle with the dot, and it's impossible just about not to see it. And it's one of the things, if you're just getting into red dots, is you need to find that dot. You don't want to be searching for it until you get that natural point of aim. So with this, it just makes it easier with the larger window. And then again, we can switch that reticle out to whatever we want to. Very impressed with Osight. Originally, I had my reservations. I told the guys at Osight, I said, you're hitting a market that's has some pretty good track records. But the Osight is really becoming very popular. A lot of that has to do with the price. A lot of it has to do with just the larger windows. I mean, it just tracks. And then with the Osight K, it's smaller, but it's more for concealability. I did not lose that dot one time. It stayed right there in the window. And again, this is the smaller version. So we've had a lot of experience already with the Osight, and these are just two models that if you want that battery compartment and you want the open sight, the open emitter, then this is a great way to go. Then if you want the closed emitter, go with the SE. I mean, that's a great sight as well. Now, as far as price, the Osight C is $159.99. The Osight K is $179.99. And you get a 10% discount using Suit00 with the link down below in the description. That makes this a very affordable red dot sight. But what's beautiful is they have a lifetime warranty on their sights, which is huge. And you have a 30-day money-back guarantee if you just don't like it. So guys, micro red dots have become a big deal. And there's a lot of options out there. Some are more on the budget side, but the quality suffers. Some are really expensive, and yet they perform very well. But with the Osight C and the Osight K and their other options, they have really brought together an impressive line of red dot sights. And we really appreciate Osight for coming up with a really cool micro red dot and for sending the Osight K and the Osight C for this review. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. The new Osight C and the Osight K. Let's check it out. That's wrong. That's wrong. And there's a plane.
The plane, boss, the plane.
Weapons light. It's not a weapons light. It's your RMR footprint or shield arm. No. The Osight C, which is your RMS No. And we have the Osight K. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
No, no. This is the K, this is the C. Just like with the new light, with the new sights. And these have open emitters. They do have the battery. You can replace the battery. So now we have, okay, so okay. Now okay. And they have the battery trays on, okay. Can I go home now?
Yeah. See ya.
If we push, we can
Y'all go ahead and finish up. I'm gonna be back in a little bit.